Our next guest here at the GreenBiz 24 live stream, this is Michael Martin. And you are the CEO of r.World.
I am the CEO of r.World.
And you're the CEO of loads of other things as well. We were talking earlier on.
Well, I started a bunch of companies and a bunch of campaigns, a bunch of initiatives. I'm also CEO of Effect Partners.
Okay.
Which is a company which works to identify major sustainability issues. We come up with companies or concepts, become campaigns and movements.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where, we work to use pop culture and capitalism to create change.
That is such a great strapline. Pop culture and capitalism to create change. Tell us a bit about how you're doing that specifically with r.World, and just tell us. I mean, I know what r.World do, but tell us a bit about that.
Well, I'm work with U2. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer for the band U2. And we toured with them over the years, and you'd see the waste that's generated. And over the years of also greeting other festivals, or you see the amount of waste. And I was in Europe with them, and I saw that there was reusable cups happening over there, but it's not happening here in the States. And I said, we really got to do that. So back in 2017, I worked with them and said, you mind if we start this company together? We started the company. It was called R Cup at that time. And the idea was, how do you build a reuse movement? So what r.World is building the national infrastructure, building the movement and the platform for reuse. We focus on making sure it's right environmental, making sure it's right from operational ease. And it's exciting because what we've done is partnered with some of the world's leading artists. We're building a movement. We're working with the White House. We're working with leading environmental organizations. I have just an amazing team. What we do is we partner with cities and we build wash hubs and economic development zones because I've helped revitalize cities. We hire a lot of second chance folks. We're currently operating in Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Denver, Minneapolis, and DC. And we're adding a whole bunch of other markets to build a national reuse solution.
And what does that look like? Is that what a wash hub is? That's like a central depot to which your reusable cups can be returned.
Yeah, exactly. We will. Here, I have a visual aid here.
Oh, a visual aid. Look at this.
We make ugly cups.
Okay.
So people don't want to take them home.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And
that's a deliberate part of the design.
Totally true. And there's a QR code so people can scan it and learn about the single-use waste crisis and their role in it. And so wash up. It's a very advanced wash system. And it involves really, we've got directors, we've got drivers, we got wash technicians, amazing, committed people team. We got trucks, we got bins, we will drop off and pick up when it's needed. We have a tech platform for people to order. We have artificial intelligence quality control system. And basically, it's just anybody that's using single use can come to us and we can solve for them. It's called r.World because we have R Cup and we have r.Ware for serveware. And r.Turner is our tech platform.
Okay.
A lot of r-period things going on.
Yeah. And can you, is it the sky's the limit in terms of where can use these? Do you want to see the White House only using these ones?
Would love that. As a matter of fact, I know the White House would love to get the White House using reuse. And what's great is, we're working with a bunch of organizations to make this happen in the federal government. It's hard to create change. All this, part of the challenge with sustainability is, capitalistic system is set up to maximize profits without factoring the impact on the health of people on the planet. So it's a lot easier to do single use than it is to do reuse because they're not fully factoring in the impact of disposing of making it, CO2 emissions, of the resources needed even to make compostable products, right? So, but what's exciting is that with the world's leading artists embracing this, with a lot of environmental groups, a lot of federal government agencies are embracing it, it's starting to take off. And what's happening, it's like FOMO. Like you get going in a couple of facilities and wait a minute, that's cool. I want to do that. And it starts to explode. And what's cool is that, we started off because of my background in a lot of music facilities, but we're now in a whole bunch of different verticals. We're in museums and zoos and corporate campuses and universities and, schools. I love, classrooms where you typically use single-use containers to put a sandwich, an apple, and a juice box in it.
Yeah.
Kids eat it and throw it out. So now they're using r.Ware to be able to not do that, not throw it out, reuse it.
And were you a music industry person before? Is that how you had the connection with U2 that started it? How did you bring yourself to
I was an investment banker in the 80s, and Exxon Valdez happened, and I said, this is not what business should be doing. And so I left that, and with a group of people, produced and nationally broadcast Earth Day concerts from 1990 to 95 in stadiums. And it basically, I got to know the music industry. And so Billboard magazine calls me the guru of live event greening. Because I introduced, let's do recycling, let's do composting, let's do fan carpooling promotions, eco-villages, all that stuff. I introduced the music industry in this country, working really in all 50 states over the last 34 years.
And I suppose music is one of those things which is that it unites people in a way like only really sport does. Like it's a way, I suppose in some ways you're trying to hack culture. You're trying to really change the way it works.
100%.
Yeah.
Music opens the heart and mind, and it's sports and athletes are really important to get the message out as well. But what's interesting about musicians is they actually have a microphone in their hand all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas sports athletes don't. And artists are able to go and really connect individually with fans.
Yes.
That experience you have being a comedian.
Sure.
When you're in front of an audience, you can really shape and move and motivate people to take action.
And what are the biggest blocks to world domination of r.World? Or at least this, even if it's not you doing it, to change culture. So we do that.
Right.
What's in the way? What's the biggest thing you need to overcome?
Well, and we started the movement in this country. There's now several other companies doing it, which is great because now it's an industry and it's happening. There's several obstacles. One is apathy, misinformation. People think single-use aluminum cups are great for the environment. They're the worst thing you can do, 86% more CO2 emissions. People think compostable cups are great. They don't work. They contaminate recycling systems, use a lot more resources.
People don't know what to do with compostable cups.
Right. Yeah.
And so they end up throwing them in the trash because they think, oh, it's compostable.
Right.
Great, I can throw it away.
If it goes into recycling, it contaminates recycling load. And so there's apathy, there's misinformation, there's existing infrastructure. And we just get our cups this way. I don't want to change. Right. There's which is inertia. It's more convenient to use a single-use item.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing that we have to try to work on is educating people about it may be more convenient in the short run, but it's causing huge problems on a macro level.
Yeah. Do you think that message can get through to people, given how much we all, as human beings, we all just love convenience? We love the idea of there's a thing and I've eaten the thing and I'll throw it away. Do you have hope that within our lifetimes that will change on a sort of global level, that attitude?
I totally do. I mean, I joke, I say if you're over 45, it's impossible to execute reuse at a venue. If you're under 45, you do everything in your power to execute it.
Yes, okay.
It's just sort of an arbitrary thing, right? And it's one of those things that from a consumer standpoint, you just got to make it easy. And the cool thing about these cups is they're a better drinking experience than single-use cups.
Mm-hmm.
So concessionaires have higher per head sales with this, right? They save money on not having to throw out stuff.
Yeah.
They save money on cleanup.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's... we're at the Sphere in Las Vegas, and most of these cups are going into the R cup bins.
Yeah.
So the people don't have to clean up on the floor.
Okay. And in terms of your own and how you brought yourself to it, in terms of your personality, what are the qualities that you've really had to rely on in order to make this the success that it's been?
Being crazy is the first thing.
Go on.
Being crazy. Yeah.
Tell me. Let's stay with that first thing. Tell me more about that.
Well, I mean, I've made a career out of seeing something that I felt wasn't right or was needed. Whether, Earth Day, climate change, getting people out, this is not right. We're not talking about this. I worked to launch the Prius with Toyota. I worked to grow the organic food industry, plant-based food industries. Like I see this stuff and I go, well, this is not right. We got to fix this. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. And what ends up happening is I have this track record of 5 years later, it becomes a thing. Right. And so I am the crazy guy in the car. I'm saying we should do this stuff. And so,
okay.
And yeah.
So that reminds me of that George Bernard Shaw quote about all progress relies upon the unreasonable man.
Yeah.
Like you have to be unreasonable. You have to actually stand up and say, this doesn't work. This is wrong. We have to change.
Well, and then the other thing I'd say is persistence. I think having humor, you have to have humor with this stuff and good connection with people. I'm so blessed with the people that I'm surrounded with, the people that have come to the organizations, because really we have 50 people at r.World, for example. Every single one of them, is working their butt off to make this work, and that's what you need to create change. It's challenging, but if you create change, you see the impact and you can measure and quantify it. When I look back and I see the changes that have happened since I started this, I mean, it's a bummer for me because I want it to happen 30 years ago.
Sure.
But it's happening. It's, societal change is slow, but you got to look at the big picture and see where it's going.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Great talking to you.
Thank you.